Hey guys.
Very disturbing to hear these things or to kind of see some of the receipts that appear to be connected to it. And I think the taxpayers really deserve better than that.
Buckle up because we're diving into the wildest political spectacle you've ever seen. Tiffany Henyard, the self-proclaimed super mayor of Dolton, Illinois, is running for re-election, and it's shaping up to be a train wreck of epic proportions. Imagine reality TV colliding with a political thriller, sprinkled with a touch of utter chaos. Polls show Henyard's support has cratered to the single digits. Yes, single digits. The embattled mayor is currently facing an FBI investigation, an eviction lawsuit, and widespread disapproval from her constituents. Yet, against all odds, she's betting big on a comeback. Her campaign strategy? Equal parts surreal and baffling. Remember those infamous turkey giveaways before Thanksgiving? While some residents appreciated the gesture, critics saw it as a transparent distraction from Dolton's mounting financial woes. Rusty Christopher Gonzalez even questioned Henyard's tactics, noting her push to pass agenda items without a quorum. Why is there such desperation to get us to a meeting? The turkey giveaways were less about goodwill and more like pure political theater, a Hail Mary attempt to salvage a sinking reputation. This isn't just a re-election campaign, it's a desperate bid for survival. Welcome to Dolton's mayoral race, where drama takes the wheel and the stakes couldn't be higher.
I got smoke 4 cam hops. I got smoked turkey.
And then there were the snow removal efforts, if you can even call them that. Dolton residents were left to fend for themselves, on icy, treacherous streets, with little to no relief in sight. Meanwhile, Henyard appeared to be more focused on curating her social media presence than addressing the crisis at hand. This wasn't just a case of mismanagement, it was a glaring display of disregard for the safety and well-being of her constituents.
Investigations from federal entities. Those entities, as we know, can take anywhere from 2 months to 5 years. So we feel this option will give us.
Then there's Henyard's contentious relationship with local churches and businesses, a dynamic best described as strained. Numerous business owners have accused her administration of obstructive tactics, creating roadblocks for obtaining permits or licenses. Lawrence Gardner, a trucking company owner, claimed his business was shut down after he refused to make a hefty contribution to Henyard's campaign fund. "What is she, Nino Brown?" Gardner remarked, likening her to the infamous kingpin from New Jack City. This isn't just bad governance, it's blatant intimidation. Public outrage is at a boiling point. Dolton residents are fed up with the endless drama, financial mismanagement, and pervasive neglect that have characterized Henyard's leadership. "It is an embarrassment to Dolton. Why won't you step down?" one resident shouted during a public meeting, a sentiment echoed by many others. "They're not just disappointed, they're furious. She's power-hungry," another resident vented. "She doesn't care how much she drains this town of its resources. The sense of betrayal is widespread, and patience is wearing thin." And then there's the FBI investigation, the elephant in the room and the shadow looming over every aspect of Henyard's re-election bid. Federal agents have issued subpoenas seeking records related to Dolton and Thornton Township's finances, with allegations ranging from misuse of taxpayer funds to questionable contracts. While Henyard has adamantly denied any wrongdoing, the ongoing investigation casts a dark cloud over her political future. This isn't just about winning an election, it's about avoiding potential criminal charges. Dolton has become a perfect storm of political dysfunction, financial mismanagement, and public outrage. Henyard's re-election campaign feels less like a bid for leadership and more like a desperate grasp for survival. The residents of Dolton, however, seem ready for change. "The key is for the residents to get out and vote," one YouTube commenter noted, pointing out that Henyard's previous victory was razor thin, just a few hundred votes. "It's a precarious position and a mobilized electorate could easily unseat her." Another commenter highlighted the broader implications. "This is an embarrassment to the election officials of Illinois. Why would other high-ranking officials let this happen?" The sentiment underscores the systemic failures that allowed Henyard to rise to power and remain there, despite a litany of red flags. The question remains, How did things get this far? For Dalton residents, the upcoming election is more than a referendum on Henyard's leadership. It's a chance to reclaim their town.
Don and Scott, the meeting wrapped up early because two trustees, as you mentioned, did not show up. Chris Gonzalez and Carmen Carlisle. Without them, not enough board members were present to make official decisions.
The ongoing legal battles, mounting financial woes, and overwhelming public animosity have made Henyard's re-election prospects incredibly bleak. Her repeated attempts to shift blame, her eccentric campaign tactics, and her blatant disregard for the concerns of her constituents have only intensified public outrage. This isn't just an election, it's a referendum on her entire tenure.
If the board do not show up, we are not able to pay bills. We are not able to handle the business.
Let's not overlook the eviction lawsuit involving Henyard and her boyfriend, K.L. Woods, who are reportedly facing eviction over unpaid rent. Their landlord, Janetta Hall, a former friend of Henyard, described the situation as a very hard position. I'm between a rock and a hard place. This seemingly minor detail serves as a microcosm of Henyard's leadership style: chaotic, irresponsible, and ultimately self-serving beyond the financial scandals and public discontent. Henyard's approach to leadership has been characterized as autocratic and confrontational. Multiple sources allege that she has used the police department to intimidate opponents and silence dissent. Dalton trustee Kay Belcher claimed that former Dalton police chief Robert Collins admitted to being directed by Henyard to target specific individuals. These allegations suggest a mayor more focused on consolidating power than addressing her community's needs. The presence of her taxpayer-funded virtual large security detail only reinforces this perception. The cost of this detail, reportedly exceeding $1 million, is staggering for a small town already grappling with financial instability. This pattern of self-interest over public service paints a damning portrait of Henyard's tenure, leaving Dalton residents questioning how much longer they can afford her leadership.
Disagree, but you must show up to say yes or no, or vote present.
The irony of Henyard's situation isn't lost on her constituents. While she portrays herself as a strong, capable leader, her actions consistently undermine her credibility. Lavish spending, questionable contracts, and ongoing legal battles have all contributed to the perception of a mayor increasingly out of touch with the struggles of the average Dalton resident. The fact that she is campaigning for re-election while facing eviction for unpaid rent, amplifies this hypocrisy. It's a stark contrast, her self-proclaimed image of a powerful, effective leader versus the reality of a mayor unable to manage her own finances, let alone those of her town. This dissonance between her public persona and private challenges has further eroded any remaining trust from her constituents. Reversals of some of Henyard's staffing decisions have only deepened the cracks in her authority. A Cook County court invalidated her appointments of Michael Smith as executive assistant and special counsel, a significant blow to her already precarious power base. Far from being a minor setback, these rulings underscore the extent to which her decisions are being scrutinized and challenged, not only by the public but by the courts as well. The growing disconnect between Henyard's claims and reality paints a picture of a leader struggling to maintain control in the face of mounting challenges.
I don't even like to use the term stopping the meeting. We just want to get some responsible adult, communication and try to do the right thing by the citizens.
The canceled Thornton Township meetings due to trustee absences speak volumes about the deep divisions within the board. Trustees Gonzalez and Carlisle's deliberate decision to deny Henyard a quorum reflects a profound distrust in her leadership and a calculated effort to block her agenda. Their strategy, waiting out the time limit for Henyard to appoint a replacement for the vacant trustee seat, demonstrates a tactical approach to consolidate power. The repeated failure to achieve a quorum highlights the extent of the discord and mistrust that has permeated the township board under Henyard's tenure. These cancellations are more than procedural setbacks. They are a stark indication of a governing body fractured by conflict and skepticism, with trustees determined to prevent what they perceive as overreach by the mayor.
The election is not until 2025, yet Tiffany Henyard has officially decided she wants to stay as mayor despite the cloud of controversy surrounding her.
The incident where Henyard called the police on workers removing banners featuring her image is yet another example of her erratic behavior. The vendor's claim of being owed a significant sum of money underscores the financial mismanagement and questionable spending practices that have marred her administration. Henyard's intense reaction to the removal of her promotional material reveals a deeper insecurity and a relentless need for self-promotion. This wasn't just a minor dispute. It was a symbolic representation of her leadership, impulsive, authoritarian, and ultimately self-destructive. The ongoing tension between Henyard and the Dalton Village Board of Trustees has turned public meetings into battlegrounds. Residents have used these forums to grill Henyard on her spending habits and leadership style. However, these meetings are often disrupted, delayed, or outright canceled, highlighting the deep division and lack of trust within the village government. This isn't just political disagreement, it's a full-blown crisis of governance. Even routine township business has been thrown into chaos. A recent Thornton Township meeting was derailed, not by weather or logistics, but because two trustees refused to attend, denying Henyard a quorum. Meanwhile, the state agency's warning about the legality of her police chief appointment deals yet another blow to her authority. Ronald Burse, the appointed police chief, is reportedly inactive due to missing paperwork and a lack of recent requalifications, raising serious questions about Henyard's judgment and administrative competence. These aren't minor oversights, they are breaches of protocol with potential legal consequences. The Dalton trustees' consideration of further legal action underscores the severity of the situation. The constant clashes between Henyard and her opponents, coupled with financial crises and widespread public discontent, paint a dramatic and unsettling picture of her tenure. Henyard's story is one of a mayor who has lost the trust of her constituents, faces mounting legal challenges, and clings to power with a desperate, almost frantic grip. The question remains: will the residents of Dalton finally have their voices heard, or will Henyard manage to hold on against all odds? Will the FBI investigation bring her down, or will she somehow emerge unscathed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the political and celebrity dramas shaping our world. Stay tuned.